There are a ton of crypto ETFs that are set to be approved in 2025, and I'm buying. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 projects that I think are going to have ETFs approved within this next year and why I think they could potentially be good investments. And in reality, I'm probably buying like 3 of them. I already hold a small position in one of them. So yeah, let's get started. I respect your guys' time. We're going to start out by looking at the Bitcoin chart because I think we need to set the stage real quick. We're having a nice little jump up in Bitcoin here, right? We're at 98,400, and it feels like just a couple days ago we were flirting with the low 90s. So we're seeing some good momentum here. We're above the bull market support band, and more importantly, this white line here, this is the 100-day moving average. And guys, we've actually been below the 100-day moving average since the end of January. January 25th, we fell back below this. We originally fell down, what is this? The 25th, 26th, we got above it. And then we came right back down January 31st. So it's good to see that we have a wick above it, but ultimately we need to see if we can durably stay above this. I think that's most important. And I want to let you guys know that we're going to get to the ETF stuff, I promise. I just want to build a really quick thesis of why I think this is important. Also, if you're getting any value out of this, consider hitting the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications so more crypto content gets pushed out to you. I'm on graveyard right now. I just woke up. I'm filming this, a little bit after lunch. So I'm trying to put in the work for all of you guys. So this is where Bitcoin is right now. And this tweet hits the nail on the head. The moment of truth. Bitcoin needs to break above $98,000. And it did. Again, I think we need to durably stay above $98,000. This is the 4-hour chart. I'm going to be monitoring this. Let's see where it, kind of where it goes. All right, don't get confused by this chart. I think it's important that we talk about it real quick. This is the Bitcoin total liquidations chart. And if you look right here, I'll zoom in, only $37 million in liquidations in the past 24 hours. This is really tiny. So that's good. What this tells me is that folks are not gambling as much, right? Or maybe put differently, they're being more conservative and more smart with some of their leverage plays. And we're going to talk about leverage trading here in a second. So most of these liquidations have been people who are trying to short the market. And right, that makes sense because we just said Bitcoin's been having a nice pump up. So it would make sense that shorts are getting liquidated. This is healthy. To me, this says that the market's resetting and it's gearing up for its next big jump up. Could that be in the 120s, 120s for Bitcoin? That's my next target. Okay, so I saw this tweet, and this was kind of the inspiration for this video. I've actually been thinking about making this video for a while, but I saw this poly market approval that Litecoin right now has an 85% chance of getting approved this year in 2025. So I was like, that's actually super bullish. Went to the actual poly market chart, and yeah, that's exactly what it is. In January, the middle of January, this had a 42% chance of getting approved, right? So it's been going up. Maybe somebody knows something. Right here, this is from the end of January, January 31st. This just shows that the SEC filed their 240-day notice to get the ETF approved, right? This is the 19-4B forms. That's what kind of sets this 240-day review period. So this is good, right? We have a new SEC with the new administration that's more crypto friendly. But guess what? It's not just Litecoin. There's also a super high chance, an 81% chance that a Ripple or XRP ETF gets approved. And guys, the end of January, again, this was 63%. So it's been going up. It's 81 now. It kind of shows you that sentiment is changing right now. Again, it's not just Ripple, though. We also have an 83% chance of a Solana approval. And I actually do think the Solana approval is going to be approved. Full disclosure, I did sell a big portion of my Solana bag to buy some Ethereum and ADA. I am bullish on Solana. I really am. I think it's a great project. Yes, it does have its downsides. There's, the meme casino on Solana, for lack of a better term. But I was buying Solana when it was $17, when it was kind of max sphere. So I'm just rotating some of my some of my profits into projects that I think can blow up. Okay, so we talked about Litecoin, we talked about Ripple XRP, we talked about Solana. This last one kind of threw me. I was not expecting this, a Doge ETF approval. And again, the end of December, this had a beginning of January, this had a 29% chance. Now it's all the way up to 75%. And we're gonna talk about why this is in just a second, right? So this one I actually did buy. I have a small position, and full disclosure, it is a small position. I'll probably add to it over the next couple of weeks, but this took me by surprise, and I said, I should maybe buy this. It could be a good trading opportunity. Speaking of trading opportunities, my BTCC link is down below. 10% bonus on first-time deposits. You can get an additional $10,500 in bonuses on top of that. Super low trading fees when you use the link down below. It's no KYC, it's no VPN, and you can leverage trade all of the projects that I just talked about, right? You can leverage trade Litecoin, XRP, Solana, and Doge. Excuse me, I'm getting a little sick here, but yeah, link down below. They are a partner of the channel, so when you use the link, it actually really helps out the channel. So link down below. Okay, we talked about the SEC. They acknowledged the 21 share spot ETF. Again, this is bullish because it's becoming more mainstream, right? The idea of these ETF products a year or so ago seemed pretty far-fetched, but that's not the case now. And interestingly, speaking of kind of becoming more mainstream, it's becoming more mainstream when big YouTubers start talking about this. So this is Andre. I follow him. I think he's a great channel. But when he starts talking about XRP and XRP ETFs, it's probably imminent. This would be good if these ETFs got approved, because I think it would bring down the Bitcoin dominance. And this is important, right? I know we talk about this a lot, but we need Bitcoin dominance to fall for us to have altcoin season. It's going to take an event, right? An event to kind of change sentiment in the market. And I really, really do think it could be these ETFs getting approved, right? So that's what I'm looking for here. We have this really long trend line. And I was watching a video from Cade O'Neill, and I saw he drew this trend line on the Bitcoin dominance. And I said, oh, that's a really interesting way to draw it. And I thought it was spot on. So Cade, I'm stealing your trend line on Bitcoin dominance. Again, he's a great channel. You should follow him if you don't already. I am going to plug my Discord here right now. This is a completely free Discord. We have nothing to sell you, right? It's absolutely free. We're trying to build a rock solid community. Guys, we have a little over 120 people in here right now. Once it hits 150, we are capping it, right? So get in while you can now. It's completely free. I legitimately have nothing to sell you. Really solid group of folks here. Link is going to be in the description below. Join while you can. Again, once it hits 150 members, we are capping it. All right, so this brings up the question, what ETFs are coming up next? Well, don't get confused by this. I know this chart looks kind of busy. These top two lines, these are Bitcoin and ETH ETF products, so a combination product, and they've actually been denied, right? You can see they were denied here in November and then in September. Kind of the next deadline for these, or at least for the Franklin one, is going to be April, right? April 6th. And I would suspect that, the hash deck, they have to make a decision by the 27th of February. I think this is going to get approved. I really do. And if they approve the hash decks combined one, I would not be surprised if they just went ahead and approved the Franklin one as well, because the SEC, they don't want to play favorites, right? They just kind of want to approve them both at the same time and let the market decide. But after that, we have some Solana ETFs. This is this block right here. And the next deadline for the Solana ETFs is March 11th, right? If we could get a Solana ETF approval March 11th, I think that would be another reason for us to kind of kick off alt season. And the interesting thing about this is March 11th, just a week or so later on March 19th, that's the next FOMC. So maybe we could get some bullish catalysts out of that as well. And guys, it's February 20th already. Like, this is going to happen before we know it. This is just right around the corner. Another deadline here is this Bitwise. They have another Bitcoin and Ethereum potential deadline for that ETF. So I think these are eventually going to start hitting. It's just a matter of time. We also have some XRP, some Litecoin, no deadlines yet because they just filed their 19-4Bs. So the things are in motion, right? Which is good. This is one interesting point, and we talked about this in the earlier part of the video, is this Doge ETF filing. And don't get confused by this. I think the take home is there's this Doge Trump ETF filing, but they kind of went about it in like a backdoor way where they didn't have to file the 19B-4s. And this essentially is going to allow them to kind of bypass this 240-day clock. So they could potentially be approved in early April, which is kind of wild to think that we could have a Doge Trump ETF filing in April. I don't know how likely this is, but I thought it was interesting nonetheless. Okay, last thing we're going to end on here is the Evergrow 2.0. This is a community-driven project. It's on Binance. Full disclosure, I do hold this. I have not been paid to talk about it. I did not get any, stable coins, no team allocation, nothing like that. I'm talking about it just because I'm passionate about the project. This is a reboot of the original Evergrow from last cycle, except Sam kind of messed it up, right? So this is a 4% buy sell tax, and it's awesome because you get BUSD, which is a stable coin, just for holding. The chart to me looks super, super bullish. Guys, this is a little bit more of a risky play because the market cap is less than 200,000. But in my opinion, this seems like a 5, 6, 7, maybe even a $10 million project. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just telling you what I'm doing, and I'm buying Evergrow 2.0 because I'm bullish on the team and the sentiment. All right, guys, I'm genuinely curious your takes below. I read all the comments, so let me know. Do you think these ETF products are going to get approved? And if so, when? Let me know down below. If you got any value out of this, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. Guys, it really helps me when you like and comment on the video. It tells YouTube that this is a good video, and it kind of pushes it out to the algorithm. As always, I appreciate your guys' support, and I'll see you on my next video.